One. Hello, welcome. Wait,
Oh,
wait no longer. Greatness has arrived. I am your host, Joseph. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. Alongside me, as always, the best co-host in the land. Yes, I'm stealing it. Kyle Stevenson. How are
hi.
you doing?
I'm doing great.
And
I'm happy to be here. This
it's
is,
episode 50, Kyle.
and we're live. I don't know how to. I don't know what to
know
do.
how to process this as well. We are live. If you're in the chat right now, thank you. Welcome to the Trophy Room.
Yes, thank you. I see some familiar names scrolling
God.
through.
Amazing. And we have a special guest for episode 50 because I said, you know what? We're streaming. Might as well have an awesome guest who also streams. And unlike Sony, we are big fans of crossplay. So we got to say his name 3 times. Joafterwork, Joafterwork, Joafterwork. You have appeared. Joafterwork, how are you doing?
I'm here.
I'm so excited, guys. Joe, let everybody know, because I love your shtick. Who are you? What do you do?
Oh man, so of course I'm Joe too, and I play video games after work. I'm mostly a Nintendo streamer. Although today, in tandem with me showing up here, launched a new series called Prepare to Switch, where I'm playing games on the Vita, on the PS4, on other consoles that are
Yay.
eventually coming out to the Switch. So I want to give people a sneak peek.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a 10-15
awesome.
minute weekly series on Tuesdays, 3 p.m. when the PlayStation Store updates.
Holy crap.
That's
so
a really great idea.
That's super awesome. And let me tell you guys, if you guys haven't, and I'm going to say this right now, I'm going to stroke your ego for just a second.
Oh my
If you
god.
guys haven't, for some reason, went to Joe Afterwork's channel, it makes me so happy seeing, coming into your streams and seeing how many people are in your streams. Like, there are dozens upon dozens. It's awesome because you are my favorite streamer, Joe.
This guy.
No one even could come close. Sean Capri is a very distant second. You, sir, are wonderful because you have that spark about you, and you just have that, like, I don't know, you just have that enthusiasm that nobody can crack, that
this guy.
positivity that I love. So I'm lucky to have you on board, and more importantly, Joe, to have you talking about PlayStation, because enough of this Nintendo Switch stuff.
Yeah.
So how we start each and every podcast is usually we talk about what we've been playing, but since this is a live episode, before we do that, I just need to let anybody who's talking in the chat right now keep the conversations going. I see people already. Bobby Miller in the chat. Holy crap.
What up,
See
Bobby?
Antonio Guillen. Lucas Lore, he's cross-playing right now. Everybody, thank you so much for coming on. And if you're watching this in your cars after the fact, week later, 2 weeks later, thank you all for tuning in. How this is going to work, because this is a live show, is I'm not going to look at the chat. No. Todd Aksha, time for topics starts right almost meow. At the very end, we're going to take your questions. And then at the very, very end, we're going to have a giveaway of 3 PlayStation gift cards. I'm a very benevolent leader, and so that's what we're doing. And with that, Kyle, I'm going to start with you because me and Joe are going to have a chat about the game we've been playing this week.
Oh, okay.
What have you been playing this week, Kyle?
So I rectified the wrong of last week of not really playing anything.
Okay.
So I dove into Resident Evil 1 for the first time on PS4.
Oh my god.
All right.
Played about an hour, the first hour and a half. I got to get used to the controls because it's very much a game stuck in its own time, but I'm liking it a lot. I need to get back into it. So I didn't get much further there, but I did go out and buy Farpoint finally.
Ooh, how are you liking that? It's
Nice.
PSVR.
Yeah,
You got the
PSVR.
gun now.
Yep, I got the gun now. I think it was like $15 at GameStop. So I was like pre-owned. So yeah, it's fantastic. It's the way they rendered space is so beautiful, and they make me hate spiders even more because the spiders are like jumping at you.
Yeah.
It's so surreal how VR makes you feel like that. Like, you're in a game, you're playing a game.
Yeah.
Oh my
And like, if those spiders were jumping at me from just playing on the TV, not a problem.
Yeah. I love
But,
how
like,
there's
in
spiders
VR
in Mars as well.
Yeah. Just like the feeling going down
Yeah.
my back of like, oh god, there's an 8-legged freak. Shout out to that old movie. Like gonna jump at my face. It's a really good game. It's a great use of the gun.
Mm.
the aim controller, and I'm excited to keep going.
Oh man, Joe, what about you? What have you been playing?
Oh man, dude. Well,
Can we
first
say
off,
it at the
Kyle,
same time? Because
that was amazing. Sorry, Resident Evil,
no,
one of my
no.
favorite games of all time.
Yes.
I hope you enjoy that.
I will, because I want to beat the first one before too, because I haven't played any of them.
Yeah,
really.
rightfully so. Enjoy it. Just soak it in. Just soak it in.
So Joe, I'm
yes.
gonna allow this once. You were playing not a PlayStation exclusive game, not even a PlayStation game, and I've been joining you, and there's something in my eye. Oh
Yes,
no,
yes.
I'm gonna die. Can we say it at the same time?
I think so.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Octopath Traveler.
God, it's so good, Joe.
I'm so damn jealous.
How far are you in Octopath, are you, Joe?
I am almost hitting the halfway point to chapter 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And how many hours is that?
I'm about 20 hours in, so
Okay.
it took me about 13 hours to get all 8 characters and complete chapter 1. And then I spent 4 hours afterwards grinding.
Just grinding.
Just going back and forth doing battles, and then I started up chapter 2 on stream last night and got through 3 of the characters' chapter 2s, and then I realized as I was completing those chapters, the other chapter 2s also have the characters' chapter 3s that I've completed in some of the same towns. So I'm just all right, you know what? Hold the phone. I'm just gonna like grind until I'm at like level 50, and then just try to complete everything.
50.
I'm a nut for JRPGs. I'm sorry.
Dude,
this is my bread and butter.
Mr. Badman is new to RPGs, right?
I'm not into JRPGs at all, Kyle. You're 100%. And I was like, because I looked at this game ever since it was first announced, I was like, this game looks really beautiful. There's just something about that 2D, 3D-esque like art style.
Yeah.
Everything looks like it's like a pop-up book, and my goodness, I was just the visuals, I liked it. And coming onto the game as a first time getting my feet wet with JRPGs, I gotta say, I'm really impressed. And it actually has opened the door of going, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to try Persona. Maybe after I'm done, if I'm ever done with this game, I'll move on to something else, because I think this is kind of like how Pokemon is, like baby's first RPG. This, I feel like, is just, it's enough where I'm like, okay, I understand what a JRPG is about. It gives me some really, really fun things to play with. I love all the characters, and the turn-based style kind of actually reminds me of Pokemon in a way. Again, I'm naive to JRPGs, so that type of gameplay, man, it just when you unlock a combo, it is one of the most rewarding feelings I've had this year in terms of a video game.
Experimentation, man.
Oh, so very good. Joe, have you played any PlayStation games? Please, for the love of God, say yes.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. So first off, I guess I should start off by saying I'm in a state of Vita emergency. I have to figure out what happened to this Vita.
Oh, no.
This is my 1000. This is the first Vita I bought.
I don't know if it's pretty OLED screen, right?
Yeah. Oh. I was just setting this up because I have 2 PSN accounts now, and I think something either happened to the battery or something's going on with the charger that I have, because it stopped charging all of a sudden last week.
Man.
So I've been using my Joe before work PSN ID, add me, and I've been playing Cosmic Star Hero. I just started it up not too long ago. I've been playing Caligula Effect, which is from one of the people that worked on one of the Persona games. That's up here, and that's also coming out to Switch, so stay tuned for some of that stuff. But I love rhythm games. I love rhythm games. Persona dancing all night long. It's like it's up there for me. It is just absolutely absurd and ridiculous.
Not even just for like a rhythm game, just the music of Persona in general. It's just so fantastic,
so catchy. Yeah. And I can't wait for, what is it, Shining Star Night and something else, the Persona 3 and Persona 5 versions to come out here.
That's awesome. Yeah. For me, I don't want to talk too much about what I've been playing, because you guys know, if it's not Octopath right now, it's a little game called Fortnite. Nobody's ever heard of it, so I just got to breeze right
there.
Past.
It is. There's the official tally mark.
It's a cool indie game.
It's very cool. I love it. They were very passionate. I don't know how long it's gonna last though. But let me tell you, I could be bragging about all the victory royales I'm getting. That one shot 4 kill victory royale I got, could
Yeah,
brag about it,
it was
but I
awesome.
won't. I won't. It's too badass. And before we continue, I want to thank, and we go into the Todd Oxer topics, I want to thank all of the beautiful patrons who've made this possible over at patreon.com/make us better. I want to thank our platinum executive producers, Corey Hicks, where you can find him at twitch.tv/chicks_18. It's not what you think, but it's equally awesome. And then Mr. Mark Moody at youtube.com/outoflives. They're amazing. Maybe one day they want to, cross paths with me and we can cross podcast play together. Those are ideas I'm throwing out there. Our gold executive producer, Sheldon Benedict, Tony Baker, Panak Malloy. I think I pronounced your name right. And now live, you get to see me struggle with words and names. Our first executive producers, Dante Bellini. Oh, I love that name. It's so awesome. Jared Guthart, Dude427, Kevin Austin, Josh, and then they told me they told me his last name. I'm gonna rebuke it. It's Josh Bloodborne. All right. Tammy Ryan, Robbie Bobby Miller, Tim Ulf, Joel Brooks, Martini Jean, Nasty Boots himself. I love him so much. David Ray, Jesse Armstrong. Thank you all so much. And the many more of you guys who continue your support over at patreon.com. It's what makes this happen. Episode 50 doesn't happen without you guys. So thank you all so much. And also Joafterwork. With that, talking about streamers, Joe, you're a streamer. And a lot of people are upset. Let me walk that one back.
Yeah.
Some people are upset. And I put the caption here in the show notes. Streamers are getting mad because they can't say the N-word on streams anymore. This article comes from IGN. Give them a click. Like they need it, but but people are kind of outraged, and so I'm just gonna take a few quotes out of IGN. PC Gamer reports that Ubisoft started dropping the ban hammer at the tail end of last week, with a number of players complaining that they have been instantly banned after using homophobic and or racist slurs in chat. After one of the players bemoaned their ban on Twitter, the official Rainbow Six, oh my God, the word just changed all of a sudden. Rainbow Six Siege account replied, "Fighting against toxicity and cleaning up the Siege environment is a very, very real, important issue." Now, what's going on, guys, if you guys don't know, is if you're texting in the chat, if you're just, putting down your fingers and you're saying some hateful stuff because it's the internet and you could be anonymous, well, now Rainbow Six and Ubisoft, their communities are taking aim and they're going to start banning people for using really hateful language. And I said and or homophobic. You have to be some really type of individual to say both of those things at once. But I'll go into a little bit more detail with this quote right here. So, the first offense of breaching the game's code of conduct will give players a reported 27-minute ban where they're unable to play Siege at all, including custom games. The third offense results in 2-hour bans, and third, a final investigation, which is like actual people looking at this, that carries out the risk of permaban. The Ubisoft blog update outlined the bans period lasting 2, 7, or even 15 days, or even possible permaban to follow. I'm going to start with you, Joe. You're a streamer, Nintendo streamer. What do you think about this news? What do you think about them kicking out people for saying words that are awful?
Don't say them.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so I've seen some clips of a few different streamers who have said some derogatory terms, and they treat it as oh, I don't mean it in that way. I'm just saying it because it's a word. And they're trying to rationalize it as, why can't I say this word if I don't mean it in that specific way?
Like some streamers are trying to argue that it's the evolution of language.
Yes, and which I mean,
stupid.
It's silly, and it's like, I feel like, I don't know, you guys, I feel like I've been there as a kid saying stupid words that
Awful
probably
stuff,
that I definitely didn't mean in a certain way, and then you learn over time, like, oh, I shouldn't say that. So you stop saying that word to make sure that you're not offending anybody, or just overall, it's just a word, just certain words you shouldn't say at all, especially
Yeah.
in public, especially if you're on stream on the internet. You know, bringing in a bunch of people like Twitch and Ubisoft have that right to ban the people that they don't want in their in that community, same way we all have the same right within our communities to flush out that toxicity of what's going on there, or try to say, hey, give them a chance, let them know where you're coming from with things like, okay, that's not allowed back here. And then if they keep doing it over and over again, then it's like, okay, we need to control this, we need to stop this right now.
How do you control vicious, awful stuff on your streams? Like how do you control like someone like just outright being a dick, or just saying the N-word, or saying like something maybe even more simple, like someone saying that's so gay? Like how do you tackle that?
Like that, for me, I confront it right away. I'm like, all right, that's not cool. Like, let's chill out, let's get calm. I know you don't, I know you probably didn't mean to say it in that way, but it's not what we're about here. And I mean, 9 times out of 10, like, people either apologize or they just stop chatting and go away. There's been a few times where, like, people will just pop in, say the N word, and then just like, I'm just like, okay,
really
well,
weird.
I'm gonna ban you now. That's not cool.
Yeah, because like that's just so weird. Because just picture that in like real life, someone opening the door and just like just saying something awful, and then
Basically.
it's like it's weird. It's like, well, that's just a weird kid. Like that happened to me in school, where someone would like yell something in a classroom, then they just run, and then we all look at each other like, that kid's an idiot.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's a dumb. Kyle, where do you fall on this?
I applaud Ubisoft, whichever way you prefer to say it. I prefer them to. I applaud them for doing this, because nobody wants to play a game where there's hateful language.
Yeah. And some
it's one
people
of the-
are asking what N-word it is, Nintendo, and we'll just put an asterisk on that. That's the first and last time we get to say that word, all right?
And that's something that makes me not want to play online games, because I know it's a super common thing to run into when you're playing multiplayer games, especially shooters like Siege, like Call of Duty. And I think they're going about it the right way. There's no room for that in online gaming. This is just be better to each other, treat each other with respect, and just don't say those words. Like you said, like some streamers think it's the evolution of language. It's more like you're taking the language back in time when you use that stupid shit. I'm sorry for the language
How
there,
dare
but like,
you, sir? Watch out, Ubisoft's perma banning you now. No, I get it. For me, I was born and raised on Xbox Live. A lot of people don't think, I have my past is very green with Xbox. Once Xbox Live was available in my area, like day one, I purchased it. I purchased it along with MechAssault, the dumb headset, and my first online name was Warlike Coffee. It was one of the RNG random number generated names on Xbox Live I took. And what would shortly follow afterwards was me learning words and not really their context. Like, I understand where a lot of kids are coming from. We're like, oh, we're not meaning it like that, because I never meant it like that. When you're told what the N-word means, you're like, yeah, but I don't use it that way. And that's how you rationalize it as a kid. But when you grow older, you find out that those words hold a lot of meaning. And just because you don't mean it in that way doesn't mean it means what it means.
Exactly.
It's and you gotta stop using that language. You just have to. You gotta be decent. No matter what color your skin is, you don't say the N-word. No matter if you're gay, straight, trans, non-conforming, questionable, whatever the case may be, don't say that F word. Like, there's better words to use. And when you use those words, it makes you sound stupid.
I just thought of a simple rule. If you have to rationalize using the word, you probably shouldn't be using the word.
Yeah, if you're like, hey guys, listen, I didn't mean, like, you're totally right. Listen, I didn't mean, no, it's bad words. And sometimes I fall into that. like sometimes I get angry and Xbox Live Joe snaps and I say something awful, but I always try to immediately retract it. I'm like, I'm sorry, that's not what I mean. Like, that's why sometimes I do give some streamers the benefit of the doubt, like a PewDiePie when he says it, and then like you could take that snippet out and run it everywhere. But when he's just like, I just mean that word. I understand where you're coming from, but you need to say, I was wrong. This is stupid. I'm stupid for using it. When you have an audience of people, you have to be smarter than that. You just have to. You gotta instantly retract it and then demonize yourself for using it. Like, don't do that. That's awful. And kind of use it as an educating tool. I was playing, use the counter right now. I was playing Fortnite and some kid said the N-word and then said something about, awesome gay people in a not so awesome way. And I literally got on my mic, I turned it on, and I was like, listen here, you dumb brat. Listen here, cracker. No,
Well, let me tell you something.
But like I literally me and this other woman who happened to be, as she says, so I'll take her word for it, a lesbian, we went after this kid. I was like, bad word, you don't use that word. And the kid turned around at the end of the day, he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean like that as a hurtful manner, I'm so sorry. And the cool thing about that moment was not only did the kid acknowledge he's in the wrong and apologize, he found a chest and he goes, hey, I forget the lady's name, but he's like, come here, take this chest. I'm as an offer of like me being sorry. I'm like, that's the internet showing that it could be decent. Like that's how
a
it is.
teaching moment.
Yeah, and when those streamers are saying it's an evolution of language, no, it's just a de-evolution of you being a decent human being.
Yep.
All it is at the end of the day. Be decent. And I feel like, Joe, I think you're the best streamer around. And when I say that, you've carried on this like positivity, this like I don't think I would ever see someone drop the N-word in your chat or drop any type of bad word like that in the chat. Right? Like, you've made a very hard stance, and I think it just comes from your community is a mirror of who you are. That's the type of people you entertain,
Thanks, man.
So I guess the at the end of the day, the token rule of the internet, just don't be a dick. But with that, something awesome on the internet happened. Like, what is it? Yesterday, Nathan Fillion is Nathan Drake in a 14-minute short, totally fan-made. Even when you first shoot the movie, before the little movie starts, it says in no way associated with PlayStation, Sony, all this yada yada legal jargon. How amazing is this? I'll start with you, Kyle.
It was so good, Joe. I had to rewatch it before we came on just so I could like relive its glory. Nathan Fillion is a perfect Nathan Drake. He just, even just him talking and speaking the dialogue, it was like I was playing the game, and it wasn't even him who voiced him in the game. Like it's surreal to me how good that was, and I so badly want to see them expand on that. I want to know the rest of the adventure. I want to see them go to the Philippines and find this ship and this buried treasure that's worth billions. Like, they did such a great job setting that up, and I hope that Sony Pictures and whoever is working on the feature-length film, they look at this. What was that?
They're taking notes.
Oh yeah, they better be taking notes. And I'm fine if Tom Holland wants to be in that and be like a young Nathan Drake, but get Nathan Fillion in there and do like make Nathan Fillion Sully. I don't care.
That's what I was thinking too.
Get him in there, man.
Joe, after work, what do you feel? Well, how did you watch it? Did you enjoy it?
So I didn't get to see all of it, but the beginning of what I did see looked awesome. Like, this was teased about last week, and there were a couple people that were thinking that it was going to be like a short film of sorts, and 15 minutes. That's a pretty beefy thing to get him to come in and be cast as Drake. I think what was even more hysterical, to be honest, was I think it was IGN. They added the HUD to
did they?
They
really?
Someone added a HUD to the whole 15 minutes of of
That's
that
awesome.
video.
Because there's a point where like the camera pans and it feels like the video game, the over the shoulder third person
That's
angle.
so awesome.
Yeah. When he jumps and he punches that guy, I'm like, that's a quick time event. I know
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, L1 Metal Gaming, I'll break my one rule here. He says that I hope that Nathan Fillion, just in the same way Ryan Reynolds did with Deadpool, he gets a role in this movie somehow, some way. Because it was so amazing. Like, you know, take the budget as it was, because it was very budget, right? It was like they're not spending $1 million on this thing. But what it really was just to show how Nathan Fillion loves video games.
Yeah.
Like, this guy does not hide it. I remember when the PlayStation 4 first launched, he was sleeping. He took a picture of him sleeping next to his PlayStation 4. Like, he obviously loves this. And I just got to give a round of applause to the folks over there who love something so much they did this for it. Like, they got the bad guy from Avatar to be Sully, and when he lights that fucking cigar, I'm just like,
Stephen Lang.
That's Stephen Lang. Yeah,
that's who
Sully.
that was. Okay,
That's Sully.
Yeah.
Who was the chick? I saw her around. Do you guys know?
I don't. Not offhand. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, that's fine. And so, like, to me, I thought it was amazing. There was also another small news story, and I'll just say it right here. Apparently, Nathan never gets shot in Uncharted. The red just indicates, and it's slowly going black and white, shows that his luck's running out. So when he actually does get shot is when he dies. So that's, I found super interesting.
I found
really
that
quick,
hilarious.
What's that, Joe? Or Kyle? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's the guy who played El Tigre was the pizza delivery guy in Ninja Turtles 2, the movie. Ernie Reyes Jr., which is amazing. And I'm trying to see who Elena was, if I know her from anything.
So if I was Sony Pictures, because we're saving If I Was Shoot later, what do we do? Should we give Nathan Fillion? I was gonna say Nathan Drake. Should we give Nathan Fillion some type of role? Because honestly, I thought what Kyle was thinking is, if we're making a younger Nathan Drake, and that is Tom Holland,
yeah.
Then definitely make Nathan Fillion Sully. I can see him in that role as well. A young Sully. You could just change the hair a little bit. It's perfect.
Or if they don't want to go that route, make him the bad guy. Just give him something to do in this Uncharted movie.
Oh, what about you, Joe? What do you think?
I was going to say, now I'm not familiar with the Uncharted lore itself, but
you're Nintendo.
Is there a way? Is there a way where he could play the father in flashbacks and build off of story of what Tom Holland would eventually be?
That is something, because I know Uncharted 4 touches on their parents and like their demise, but it would be really cool, and it would make sense that, you know, like that he does kind of look like Nathan Drake, so it would make sense to me.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying turn this into a TV show. I don't see that.
No,
I also felt once it ended, I was like, this would be pretty cool to be like, hey, next week. Like, I could see the ending be next week on Uncharted, blah blah blah.
Exactly. It's so God, so awesome, guys, gals. Look at that video. Check it out. It's so amazing. And our next one, I did this just for a good friend over at the Xbox Drive. So let's kick it into Overdrive, sponsored by the Xbox Drive. Sean Capri. Let me tell you something. We get into little Twitter spats over here now and again. And sometimes I just need to remind him who is the top dog, right? Like, who is numero uno on the food chain right now? That's PlayStation 4. The latest news, PlayStation 4 still on top of Ubisoft sales, followed by PC, then Xbox One, then Nintendo Switch. And it shows PlayStation 4 at 38%. This is their last quarter, their first quarter, at 38% of the market share, followed by PC at 24%, followed by the Xbox One's 22% of total games bought. With that, Joe, Afterwork, I ask you this question. Does this news surprise you in any way? Like, do you think Xbox One, it should have been closer, the gap, or do you think this is close enough? What do you think?
I think that's about right. Now,
Yeah.
just a quick question. This is only Ubisoft-based sales. This isn't like the
Mhm.
NPD or anything like that.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Because I
It
was
is,
like,
yeah.
I was trying to read it, and I was like, wait, what am I reading? Oh,
Yeah.
math. Um, no, I'm not surprised, honestly, because one, you know, people that play Ubisoft games, Ubisoft's a lot of, there's a lot of first-person shooters there. Keyboard and mouse right there. That should be
Yeah.
right up there, you know.
Yeah.
What Far Cry 5 was the last one, and then what we had Fractured But Whole coming out on the Switch
It was,
afterwards.
yeah.
It's such an amazing title.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that didn't sell that many titles for Switch to get it up there.
Mhm.
And although the Xbox controller I feel is the better controller for first person shooters, I think
Definitely.
the fact that Sony has such a larger base, what, 80 million?
80 million
Yeah.
consoles
I,
represent.
and the fact that we haven't heard what Microsoft consoles have sold overall
It won't
still
tell us.
since 30 million, I want to say, was like the
Somewhere
last
in the
time we heard.
30s. Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah, they're gonna sell more at the end of the
Yeah.
day, right there.
Yeah.
Um, After that, yeah, PC Master Race. After that,
Mhm.
I know a lot of people that play PC games that are that come to my streams too. So it's
All
like
right.
either Nintendo and PC or PS4 and PC, and then eventually getting a Switch. Like,
There you go. What about you, Kyle? What do you feel about these numbers?
I think Joe Afterwork hit it out of the park. Uh, I think PlayStation. There's more PlayStations out there in the world, so it kind of makes sense that they sold better on PS4.
Mhm.
I personally I was surprised that PC did come in second.
Yeah.
Just because when I think Ubisoft, and I guess you're right, there is Rainbow Six Siege, and that's a huge PC community on there. But like tend to go towards like Assassin's Creed, and that to me feels like a console game. Um, but it's awesome to see that PC's still being the master race and
Yeah.
kicking butt, I guess.
Master Race. Come on, right? Oh no, my graphics card. Remember, my PC's dead. I'm in a foul mood.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
All right. Well, my GPU. Oh, my network code. Ooh.
And I think for like the rest of as far as like the next year or so, they're still gonna crush it.
Yeah.
They have the new Assassin's Creed soon, Division 2 early next year, which is gonna be awesome.
Oh my God, so good. With that, I'll throw my thoughts in here. Usually, I'm down on Xbox, right? But because this is Sean Capri's Xbox Overdrive segment, where you just press your foot down on that pedal, you just go full speed ahead, nothing's stopping you. You're in a boat, I don't know, put that thing into 50 knots. I don't know what that means. If you're in a plane, just start doing spins. Even if you're in a commercial airline and you're like, it's United, right? People in your seats get up, start beating each other. It's United after all. Um,
I'm not touching that one.
100 people walk in a plane, only one maybe gets out alive.
Oh my God, we're gonna
It's
hear
always
about a
battle
United
royale.
airplane like being forced down like
Yeah.
soon.
Thanks a lot, Sean Capri. But I'm actually impressed because with the Xbox ones, we don't know their numbers of their console. They won't let us know, like they won't let us in, which is weird. It's a little weird. It kind of just shows that we're not top dog. We'll say we are. We'll say billion hours logged here or there. It's all just PR jumble. To me, I look at that 22%, and that's nothing to scoff at because when you have a console, when you're behind probably 40 plus million units, I'm expecting that number to be a little less. So yeah, Joe is going to beat up Xbox, but no, I'm actually going to sing their praises. I think that's awesome, and I want Xbox to do good. It surprises me that PC's in second because when you think of Ubisoft, you're thinking PC, you're thinking consoles, you're not thinking PC. I don't like the Uplay app and interface, and I think it's gross. I think it should all just be on Steam. But yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations, Ubisoft. Congratulations, Xbox. Everybody's making money. Every single person. That's just science. And with that, I've bargained my way into the last bit of news before we get into it. And I put this 5 minutes before we started the show. But that is No Man's Sky next. Can Hello Games be redeemed. Hello Games has a new, I guess we could call it expansion to No Man's Sky called No Man's Sky Next, which is going to add a couple new things. One of them, a major component, being multiplayer. Visual overhaul. You're going to be able to play in third person and first person, which is awesome. You're going to have base building, and then you're going to be able to command freighters, which is holy crap, awesome. But they've made promises before. No Man's Sky launched, and well, my first question is, did you guys play No Man's Sky?
I did.
Yeah, Kyle, you go first. What were your thoughts when No Man's Sky first came to be?
Well, from its inception, like when I first saw it, I was like, man, this looks awesome, because I've always wanted like a space exploration game.
Yeah.
And the way they showed it off with that E3 video / demo, whatever it was, which we all know is not how it looked when it was shipped.
No.
I got that special edition. I brought it home. I popped it in. It was like, oh,
No.
this is not what I was expecting.
Oh no.
It was one of the first games I fell asleep.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's I'm happy that they're still working on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to hear about this new update and if it's worth hopping back in. Because it's going to take a lot for me to want to go to GameStop and buy it again. Yeah,
this news also comes from Polygon. If you want to give them a click or not, some people are going to be, hell no, please do. Someone wrote it. Someone put time in. To me, I honestly saw the 2-minute and 30-second trailer, and I was just like, this is what the game should have been. Yeah, this is what I thought this game was. Like immediately right off the bat. And I believe they're selling this thing. Anybody in the chat, they could correct us. I think they're selling it for $59.99, like it's a true
full game.
Like full game. Again, it's out on Xbox One. This will be their launch. God. What's their,
about that?
Yeah, what's their guy? Sean Capri over there. Major Nelson. There you go. Major Nelson is like practically right on the verge of just giving Sean Murray a handy. I saw one of their garbage. I'm sorry, I'm saying it's garbage. One of their garbage like little mini directs they do every month that bore the hell out of you. I forget what they're called. It's funny with Xbox, right? They don't have much, but man, they'll waste like a good 10, 15, 30 minutes on just trying to give Sean Murray handy, because I don't know with this game. I want to love it, and I'm thinking about going back to it, but not right now. Joe, are you interested in No Man's Sky?
So
tell me, Joe. Tell me.
I guess I should preface this with my No Man's Sky woes. I bought the game launch.
Okay.
Played it for about 2 hours, 3 hours. I was getting I left, you did the tutorial stuff on the first planet, you leave the planet, you go to the freighter, and where you can buy stuff.
It's cool in the beginning. That blows your mind at the beginning.
Yep. Awesome. I landed into the next planet that I was trying to go to, and I got destroyed. Then when I picked up my save, I was underneath the water of the planet.
No.
Oh no.
And I couldn't revert back to like a save. So I went in the next day and I tried it again. I went through everything again, spent an hour on that first planet.
Oh no.
I made it to the second planet this time. And that save got corrupted.
Oh, jeez.
So you're just like, and I've had enough.
You're not meant to play that game.
I'm not meant to play that game. I think I spent the total of like 5 hours, I want to say. And
I just want to mention, just for people on the podcast, that ambulance isn't for you. That's for Sean Murray. They're going to arrest that man right now.
Sorry, it's the Bronx. I don't think anyone can hear it on what should we call it? But yeah, I mean, I like the fact that they have continued to try to update this game and make significant updates over the last 3 years, I want to say now. And I think it has its audience. This was a game that suffered from, and I think someone mentioned it in the chat already, but this is a game that suffered from the same thing State of Decay 2 suffered from. Overhype, over marketing for a game that isn't it's not made to be this really big AAA title. It is a solid, a solid BA title, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
and
A
a
double
slash.
A or indie, yeah.
Yeah, and a work in progress. And I mean, Hello Games is like, gosh, there were like a handful of people that also like their studio got trashed in like some crazy flood and had to start things from scratch, and that's when Sony came in and helped get this game off the ground and back up and running, so
yeah. And with that, we talk about like, State of Decay is a double A game. It's $30. It does show that it's not a triple A game. It's not as polished. And with $30, or typically we give that, like, when it's at a cheaper price point, we give them a benefit of the doubt, right? It's like, well, it's $20. But when you look past it, when you see games that are free to play, like the aforementioned, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Put another tally. Fortnite, that's free to play. When you see oh God, Sensuna's Sacrifice, Hellblade. There you go. Senua's Sacrifice. When you see those games at $30, super polished, but this game's $59.99, right? Like this was marketed like a marquee PlayStation.
It got me to get the special edition.
It got me to buy one too. I think it's somewhere over here.
I mean, the steelbook was real pretty.
Oh yeah,
I'll give it that much.
It's real nice. So it's right there, right in front of me. It's looking real sexy. But with that, like, you take out the sexy skin, what you got is a gross piece of flesh. It was. I got really burned, and I think No Man's Sky really. I need to see more of it. I need to see reviews before I'm sold. But I think this was one of the first blunders by Sony. Do you blame Sony for the poor launch of this console, or do you think they rushed it out? Like, what do you think in your head there? I'm gonna start with Joe.
I think it was a little bit of A and B, and just to piggyback real quick, I wasn't crapping on State of Decay 2. I love State of Decay 2. I love State of Decay. I played the crap out of the first one.
Don't worry, this is a PlayStation podcast. You don't need to apologize here.
I felt like I should add that because I'm playing part of it right now. But yeah, going back to No Man's Sky, I mean, I think it was a little bit of A and B. I think first off, it was shown I want to say 2 years earlier than when it launched, right? This is like the beginning of Sony really showing like games a little bit too early.
Just did correct us. They didn't publish it. They did though.
Oh, did I say they published it? But I know they
probably did
fund it. Sorry, my bad.
No problems. I know, no, Sony did help in some form of capacity.
Yeah.
I remember them saying that they gave the team extra like developers. Like they're like, oh yeah, we just had a handful of developers or nothing. We threw them in a room. Yeah. Don't worry, we gave them lights and food. We're not Phil Spencer over at the Xbox, But yeah, I'm sorry, continue.
It was at 2014, Joafterwork.
2014, and so then it was only a year, I guess, because that game came out late 2015, right?
Yep. Yeah, I believe so. Late 2015.
Late 2015, early 2016,
yes,
I want to say.
That makes sense to me.
Okay.
Either 2015 or 2016.
It was
was when our hopes died.
When we saw that game, it seemed like there was way more than what we got, but at the same time, although there were some things that Sean Murray said here and there that were like he wanted to implement and we didn't really get that experience, I think it was also the way certain things were worded that misinterpreted a lot of people's things were misinterpreted and got a lot of people's interests piqued in the wrong ways. And so when they got that game, their expectations were not set. And I think that was the biggest problem, was this game was so big for the team that was working on this game, who had been doing mobile games. Danger Joe?
Beautiful Joe?
Joe Danger.
Yeah.
Joe Danger,
Joe
there
Danger.
We go. So going from that to this, this epic journey, this was a game that should have been marketed as a work in progress, sort of like a Minecraft, how you had your alphas, your betas, and all
early
that
access.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. Like here's why it's $50, $60. Here's what we're planning on doing. Here's what this is the foundation, but maybe that would have been less exciting, and maybe people would have been turned off.
I mean,
Possibly.
yeah, but I'll put a tally for myself. Fortnite's doing that right now, Joe. It's
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're still not officially a finished product. It's still
Sure.
in. Is
Yeah.
it still at what, beta, alpha?
Beta. Yeah.
It's still in beta. So, and Minecraft was in whatever stages for years before it finally was released.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I feel like if they set it up as like a beta and alpha and work in progress type of thing, and then we got to this point where you get everything that looks cool, first person and third person views, multiplayer finally, then you can be like, hey, now you can experience the full product.
Yeah.
And to go back to your earlier question, I do blame Sony a lot for this.
Ooh. Okay.
Because they brought it out on E3 as like a huge game for them.
Yeah, I mean, we had Major Nelson giving his own little personal tug of war with Sean. They actually brought him out on stage playing the game. Yeah, you're totally right there. Yeah.
So I think myself and many other people fell into that hype of promising of exploring new planets, all with different characteristics and stuff like that, and space battles and all of that. And what we got was not even a quarter of what they said. And I'm happy that they're still working on it and they're still committed to it, because they are a super small team, and I wish them nothing but the best. I hope people go out and try this new stuff out. But for me personally, I'm just going to need to see more of it before I decide.
Before I start throwing money all willy-nilly. I just bought 3 gift cards, man.
Yeah, if they come out and say, hey, you can play No Man's Sky in VR, now you have my interest peaked.
you got real angry there. With that, enough of this No Man dork stuff, right? Also, I need to let the chat know, stop bullying Sean Capri. He leave
him alone.
He knows not what he does. And Nintendo just said something. I need this. I need this, guys. I need this. I want Joe and Sean to have a 1-hour debate, Sony v Microsoft. Let's do it, Sean. All right, you think you're all that in a bag of, I don't know, red-ringed Xboxes? Come to my playground, okay? Challenge me on the Xbox drive. I will come to your turf. You came to mine. Let's do this. Or you won't, because you're hashtag Capri for conspiracy.
Does poutine come in a bag? Can we say bag of poutine?
Yeah. Oh no, just greasy fries dripping all over the place.
So good.
Ooh,
Lucas just mentioned real quick. Sorry, I know you wanted to, but ignoring the fact that Sean Murray lied through his teeth multiple times. I think yes, but I think that was also where the messaging should have also been better handled. Where the things that he was talking about is also things that we eventually kind of got, like, not fully. I think this update right now is everything that he's been trying to do for the last 3 years.
Yeah. And I do think, and leave it to the live show for my brother. I told my brother, you know what, Dan, we're recording a live show. Let me just, if he calls me again, I'll have him live on the show. He explain himself. There he is. He's doing it again.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Dan, right now you're currently live on the trophy room. How are you? Okay, could you do that? Because I'm live on the trophy with millions of players. Okay, thank you. He's like, we need to move cars. I'm like, you need to not do this right now. So with that, guys, Sean Murray's a liar. Now, I think you're right. I think we eventually got those things. I think, depending on who you ask, definitely did something with his words. He didn't choose, like our president, the best words, which he didn't choose this week either. But moving on. We're gonna ignore that. We're gonna grin through our teeth. He's an asshole. Okay, we're gonna resurrect the Vita, guys. All right.
Yeah, we are.
A little segment called "Now If I Was You," where we're going to resurrect the PlayStation Vita. Not even resurrect it. Let's just put it in the ground where it belongs. We're starting from scratch. We're doing the PSP2, Project PSP2. Guys, we're going to make the ultimate PlayStation handheld. But how are we going to do it? First and foremost, when you're thinking about a console, we have to look at the Nintendo Switch, which I like to call the Vita 2. what type of approach are we going to have now that there is a portable-esque Nintendo console that is super, super popular? What do you want this console to be? I'm going to start with Joe Afterwork.
First off, I need to say I love my baby. I love my baby. This is my beautiful baby.
Now you got to take old Yeller out. You got to shoot her in the back of the head. Don't worry, it's like a sure thing.
It's okay.
Vita, look at the flowers. Look at the pretty flowers.
No,
Vita.
this one's about to look at the pretty flowers right now. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Vita, dude. I guess the biggest thing to start off with is JRPGs. Handheld is the perfect home for JRPGs. The amount of grinding, the amount of, it's text-based adventures for the most part. More the lower budget, for lack of a better word there. Games where, you can't have these huge, crazy cinematic cutscenes work perfectly for handhelds like the Vita. It's one of the reasons I bought one in the first place, was I was able to go back and pick up every single freaking PS1 game that I enjoyed as a kid and be able to take it on the go. The PSP, everyone hacked the crap out of that and was able to just do Super Nintendo, Genesis, and all that stuff. But with the Vita, the PlayStation library was growing enough to the point where we were getting all those PS1 games. And I was like, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 8. Like, going back, all my Resident Evil games are on there. Like, it was perfect for that. And then somewhere along the line, like, I started discovering all these Vita games that were coming out. Just to name a few that I have right on here, Muramasa Rebirth is like hack and slash, but with some RPG elements onto it. I just recently picked up Abyss Operation on sale. Rainbow Moon, Rainbow Skies, like all these crazy hardcore
about
things.
A portable device, we're thinking more about the indie games. So is this going to have the power of, to me, like the Nintendo Switch has about the same amount of power as a PlayStation 3-ish, a little bit more powerful than that. Or is that the type of power we want? Because to me, what I'm thinking is, if we're going to launch a console, it needs to have, I think, because I'm thinking this console is coming out maybe 2-3 years. I want the power of close enough to a PlayStation 4. But how would the battery life be? And that's the whole tangle. So
battery
what
life
is the power going to be like?
The power, I would say, and it's kind of interesting there. Like, the power with the Switch, I don't have a problem with. It's keeping the resolution. So if there's with certain things in handheld mode, so if there's a way that the Vita can continue to keep the resolution correct on handheld mode for certain things, like let's say they make something similar to the Switch where you're able to connect HDMI right onto the Vita and play right onto your TV afterwards with the cable hanging out. That's like the dream right there. That would be great. And then downsizing the resolution if you're gonna have something that powerful. That's one of the big problems with like big games like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, for instance, on the Switch. That thing drops down to like subpar 480p at certain points over the most random stuff. So if you're gonna have a big open field, open world, or something with a lot of action going on, which you're starting to see a lot of chugging with Vitas now, with games even like Ys 8, where it is graphically demanding to an extent, but for something that looks the way it does on Vita, you would expect it to kind of run the same way Memories of Celceta worked.
I mean, even put the tally up, Robbie Bobby Miller, the chat. Even when you're playing 50v50 on the Switch, it's bad. The frame rates are just dropping. And plenty of folks in the Make Us Better Discord can attest to my rages when it just takes a crap on you, right? Like, it's just like you're playing a game, you encounter someone, and then all of a sudden you drop 15 frames. And it's like I notice it, and I think anybody would, but it brings me back to when I was raiding in WoW in Naxxramas, when you're fighting the damn first boss, the first spider boss. I remember that, and just dropping 10 frames, and you just gotta guess if you're hitting the right button. it's annoying,
Mhm.
So to me, guys, I think we need to make it almost, if not a little bit under a regular PlayStation 4 power wise. I think you can do it. I think you can shrink the components. If we're thinking this is a 2020 portable console, I think we can make that happen. What do you say, Kyle? Is that where you want
Yeah.
the power to be?
I agree, or probably like a beefed up PS3 power wise. My big thing for what I want out of a Vita 2 is I just wanted to speak to the PS4 products and PlayStation branded products better than the Vita we have now did. The fact that I can plug in my Vita with a charging cable to my PS4 and it doesn't recognize that it's a Sony PlayStation product
Yeah.
is a
It hurts.
big oversight, and it hurts my soul every single time. It's like, oh, we don't recognize this machine you just plugged in.
What's the
You made
streaming
it. It's
device?
from the same company. But like, there needs some more integration. I think what the Vita had going for it back when like I worked at GameStop, I would always say, hey, you can put your PS4 games on your Vita and play remote play, much like the Switch does now. But like it didn't do it as well, or not even like at all, really. Like that's a huge selling point for PlayStation gamers to have that experience down on a remote play where you can do other things.
So with that, my next question for you guys is, what is this price at? If we're doing this, from what I've heard, this is the power of a PlayStation 4 in the palm of your hand.
Mhm.
Okay, what is it now? Are we going to have a hybrid console like Nintendo? Remember, this is your dream console. It doesn't need to necessarily make sense. Or Shuhei Yoshida, you can make sense of anything. Is this a hybrid console? Yay or nay, Kyle?
Uh, Meaning like you plug it in type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, you can play, like there's a dock and you plug it in.
I would like that. I think that would be
Okay.
pretty cool. Or at least like, when you plug it into a PS4, you can experience those games on your PS4 type of way
Yeah.
where they connect in some way.
Yeah. Oh, like wirelessly.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Joe, what do you think? Hybrid-ish, like what Kyle's saying? Yeah or nay?
I am gonna say nay, as much as it hurts to say nay, only because Sony's built on making their stuff wireless, and it would go against them adding multiple accessories. It would be a Nintendo move to add 10 million accessories and cables to
We'll get to that.
to a Vita.
Yeah, and I don't know if I asked this. What's the price? I'm thinking $299. Same as the Switch.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
I just, it depends on how the Vita looks and its features. Like I think we can all agree the touchpad in the back needs to go.
With that, is this how large is the screen? Or is it like
You
this?
enjoy the touchpad?
I Resident Evil.
Oh, okay. Well, here.
Actually,
hear me
well, no,
out.
I can use my LNR for Resident Evil also, though.
Okay.
For this next Vita version, I want all 4 shoulder buttons.
I'm with it.
That's what I want. I don't want this touchpad stuff. I want to actually have tactile buttons for me to use.
Yes, please.
They don't have to be real big or bulky.
Right.
Like I have that grip from Japan where you have the buttons, which is great. It feels great, but I'd rather have that just molded into the next Vita.
Yeah, no
already.
removable Joy-Cons to this thing.
No.
Okay.
I think if they do,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's up PlayStation's sleeve to have it work with whatever the move becomes. Like just have those and you can use those with the VR and PS4. That's asking too much, I know.
Yeah.
But like that would be a genius move in my eyes.
I think somewhere in between, because I hate these Joy-Cons. I when I'm playing docked only certain games, like I'm surprised Octopath Traveler, I'm playing with the Joy-Cons. If it's any other game like Fortnite, like I'm hearing like Joey Splats and like Bear go, oh yeah, I only play portable. I'm like, you guys are insane. You can't do this.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. You need better D-pads. Better analog sticks. I think if anything, we'll make the screen the same size, and I don't care if it's a little ugly. I really don't. I need actual controller-esque analog sticks because this ain't cutting it. This
Yeah.
is not cutting it at all. I need a real set of controllers, you know. So to me, yeah, we're given, because people have normal size hands. Nintendo, I don't know, testing the Switch. Maybe you're giving it to mice, but you got to stop. You got to knock it off. With that, the Switch is, what is it? 32 gigs internal storage.
Oh,
This is
Yeah.
2020. Hopefully not Trump president.
I think I know where you're going with this, Joe.
How many gigs are we giving this thing? Internal storage.
You know what? It could be whatever. Just don't give us this proprietary micro whatever Vita memory cards that we have to spend $80
Yes,
for.
please. Oh my
No
god.
proprietary shit.
Go away. Give me a regular SD card slot, and I'm good to go.
Okay. No, yeah, I'm already saying proprietary shit. Okay. I'm liking this. Yeah, that stupid connector. The thing that amazed me with the Switch is that, holy shit, it's USB-C. Maybe they understand, because this is modern technology, right? Like USB-C, whether you like it or not, it's the future of physical media, is that all in that USB-C. The charge time, everything is so much faster. USB-C, normal SD cards, like the micro ones, are fine. But I think internal storage, just to give the good old to Nintendo, is I think you throw this with 128 gigs of storage.
Wow.
And I think you do not, for the love of God, don't make tiers of your console. Please don't. Please, I give the exception to the X and the Pro because they are mid-generational upgrades. Don't do the tiers like you get the 180 for 300 and 258 for this. None of that. I think we need to focus also on smaller units, smaller games as well. Like, like I don't really care if it's 720p as long as it's a nice, beautiful OLED screen. Like, I don't care what you gotta do. Get it to make it as that file size. Like when I'm looking at Splatoon 2, it's like 6 gigs for all that game.
Yeah.
Okay, do whatever you have to do. You techno wizards out there, make it happen. These games need to be smaller, because the one thing we're seeing on consoles, games are constantly bigger. Give me more and more and more. And I think what this console should do is for me, offer that premium experience like the Xbox One X is boasting. It's the most powerful portable console, but then back it up with indies. So we have no proprietary shit.
Yeah.
We have how many gigs would you put in the Vita 2? Joe?
I'd say 128 is probably a
Okay.
nice. You're talking about internal memory?
Yeah.
That's the size, right? 128.
128. No proprietary.
I'll go with
bullcrap.
your number. That sounds good.
What are we going to launch on this console? And with that, I'll open this up.
Oof.
The first ever console to have fully unlocked, or not fully unlocked, 50 games at launch. And that is all PS1 classics and PS2 classics, with the promise that over time you will see more classic games getting dropped on this console.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Because I think that's a huge buy-in. I know so many people who own a Vita and just go, yeah, classics. I use this for my PlayStation 1 classics.
Here you go, Joe. For everyone wanting backwards compatibility on PlayStation 4, this could be the backwards compatibility machine. This is where you go to get all your PS3 classics, your 2, your 1, your PSP, your original Vita. This is where you go.
Oh, Tim Wolf just said something beautiful, guys. Again, I'm breaking this rule.
Uh-oh.
We're launching this game. We're launching this console with Gravity 3.
Oh Christ.
Okay. Well, what do you mean, no Christ, Joe? What do you mean?
Only reason I say that is because no one bought the other ones. We all got it for free on PS Plus. Let's be honest.
Dude, I bought Gravity Rush 1, and
it's a good game. It's a good game.
It's a great game.
Yes.
It's a great game. It's one of my favorite portable games. I'll be honest, because all I'll
really
do
good game
is use the gyroscope, and I'll pretend I'm flying, but all I'm doing is I'm falling with style. It's amazing. Oh my god.
I'll give you a game that it's going to launch with, because I do agree it needs to have like a a known franchise on there, or at least a recognizable one.
Yep.
I say some developer out there is going to bring Infamous to the handheld.
Oh,
We get an Infamous handheld title, which would be a dream. I was going to say like Ken Levine's BioShock thing, but that thing's never happening. He lied to us.
No. And also, I think this would be a great place because I play platformers all the time.
Yeah.
On this, so I'm thinking another game that I would want is
Neck.
No, enough. We got one Knack joke in there. Sean Capri did it out of spite. No. I want Crash. I want a unique Crash game on this console.
That'd be cool.
Its own new thing made by Vicarious Visions.
And
that'd be dope.
You're like right on with what I want to bring up with this. So you want to make this console as different as what the PS4, PS5 is going to be, right? Let that be the powerful machine that's going to give you the cinematic games. It didn't work with the Vita, with the Uncharted. They might have sold a good amount, but not enough for Sony to deem the Vita worth continuing to support. If with the Resistance, they tried and that didn't work. So let's bring in what could be the revitalization of mascot, cartoony type video games. Bring them all over to the Vita. Have it handheld, on the go, bite-sized, gameplay right there. Play a few stages, boom, you're good. So like the Crash, the Spyro, like you were mentioning, this one's a really greedy one. Freedom Wars 2. I love Freedom Wars.
Yep.
And let's bring back where the other home to Monster Hunter was on the on that second Vita. And maybe even have it be a thing where, okay, Switch has their generations, their type of Monster Hunter games. Let's have this one work and connect with Monster Hunter World.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's ballsy. I'm going to even go another one, Jak and Daxter. Give me another Jak and Daxter game. And what I want from Sony too, because I think right now what they have, right? They have Santa Monica, they got Naughty Dog, they have technically Kojima, they have Japan Studios, they have so many studios, and they're all working on amazing games, whether you just call them a one-note publisher or whatnot. All these games are doing bank. With that, I think we're Sony, we're going to aim small with these games in the beginning. I want to give smaller studios a chance to rise up in the ranks and give them some projects. So from most of these games, I want them to be from AA studios, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you guys? Because I don't want Naughty Dog working on this game. I don't want Ben Studios working on this.
No.
Yeah.
I want teams working on the PSVR. I want teams working on
another Blue Point Games type of developer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Someone like Blue Point coming. Even give Blue Point Freedom Wars. Give them something. Like they're so good.
They did Golden Abyss. Am I right? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah. You know what, Tim Wolf? I'm gonna someone give Tim Wolf a job. Why did we forget Twisted Metal? And we call it Twisted Metal White. Let's do it.
That's amazing.
Let's do it. And that's the primo game. That's the free to play game. That's just with every single console, so that it gives people the initiative to play online.
Yeah, I was thinking like we want platformers. We want I want an Infamous game, or it's missing like that racing game. So like Crash Team Racing. Mod Nation Racers, get that experience, because playing Mario Kart on the go on the Switch is fantastic.
Yeah, and Sean Capri does something beautiful. Buy Panic Button. Look at all the ports they're doing, and they're so great. Like Joe, you were playing Wolfenstein 2, and
they did a really good job with it.
It looked muddied. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna be like Sean Capri and tell you, "Oh, are you playing?" See, listen, Sean, get better glasses, okay? Get better glasses. Get some LASIK, okay? It's a little muddy.
Jesus Christ.
It's a little I'm just here to trash Todd. A little muddy, but it's still so good. And what was your experience with Doom and Wolfenstein on the Switch?
Doom got better with the gyro controls. and they added that into Wolfenstein, and I loved the ever-loving crap out of it. And they got rid of the sound. They must have been able to fix that audio glitch thing that kept happening to me in Doom, where the audio would just either go silent or make this like staticky sound to the point where I had to like turn off the game and restart it, and lose a save, or restart a whole level over again. That happened on stream once. That's fun. But yeah, they did a really good job with Wolfenstein. Really happy about that one.
So with that, here's what I got on paper. Okay, it's the power of a PlayStation 4 OG console minus the loud ass noise. It's $299. No proprietary crap to it. Okay, this is America, land of the free. Build that wall. Really do it. It's done. It's 128 gigabytes large. Okay, we have as our launch games the classic titles of the PlayStation 1, classic titles of the PS2. Bring that Resident Evil 2 remake on there. Who cares? The most important question, though, and we got Gravity Rush, we got Infamous, Crash, Spyro, Freedom Wars, Monster Hunter, Jack and Daxter, of course, Twisted Metal, White. The last thing, and I'm going to be really ballsy with this, is that this console is all digital. There's no physical media to it whatsoever.
Oof, we're going with that PSP Go.
We're going with the PSP Go because to me, when I think of handheld, I know so many people are like, no, Joe, don't do this. I'm doing it. I'm so sorry. But when it comes to the Switch, I've switched fully digital because even like I saw you on stream, like, here's my packets of games. And I'm like, having to lug all that crap and like put it in your pocket. It's not feasible.
Who puts
at
it
least
in their
to
pocket,
me.
Sonny?
I don't know. James is shoving it in his pocket along with Hotel Transylvania 3. Right?
What you didn't see was the giant list of digital games I have. I'm not against you on going digital.
I think for when it comes to a portable console, I think digital makes sense, and you make it so like it's 128 gigs, so there's a lot of space. Yes, you're gonna win. You're gonna lose that fight no matter what. People are always gonna complain about space, but we see with the Switch, people just take it, right? Like they're like 32 gigs. I bought an SD card, and technically my console was like 300 plus whatever your amount was. Mine was $60 for the card. So for me, I technically paid $360 for it, and make it so that all your peripherals work on the Vita 2, meaning you could have a kickstand on it and you could connect your DualShock controller to the console.
That'd be great.
Huh, Joseph, with the ideas?
I have one more crazy whack feature.
I think I saw you do it earlier. Is it the same
I
thing?
was going with you. I thought that's what you were trying to do with putting in the Vita right there and the motion controls with that. That's wild if they can pull that off. Reverse remote play. What I mean by that is how you can remote play on your Vita right now. Remote play the Vita 2 on the PS4, PS5.
Yes.
Or this contradicts what I was saying earlier about the cable stuff. Have, use your USB-C cable to connect to your PS4 and have that be a function where it can read your Vita from there and be able to play it. So that way there is no reason for a Vita TV too. You could just connect it right there to the console and then bam.
And we're not partnering with AT&T.
No.
We're partnering with none of it. 3G and 4G, all that crap shit. LTE, you don't need it, okay? Like Han Solo with Kylo Ren. Take the mask off. You don't need it. By the way, look at this podcast. I got a custom Kylo Ren saber. I just brought that up so that I could show you guys this awesome lightsaber. Yeah. With that, I think we just saved the Vita. Do you guys agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think with what we're going to talk about next, that will also help save the Vita.
You know what? Let's make this happen. Let's make it the launch game on the PlayStation Vita 2. Also, are we renaming it? Let's figure out a better name. The PlayStation.
The PlayStation 4 ever. It's the number 4. With
I'll do it because that's just so trashy. I'll do it. You know what? We'll just call it the Vita Lives.
Oh my god.
All right. Here's our next one. Guys, we're going to reincarnate. We're gonna bring it back.
Such a bad idea.
PlayStation also shut. PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Yeah.
2. Joe, you said something that's heinous, and I won't allow it here. You trashed the far superior. Joe, I can't even complete the sentence. What are your thoughts on PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, Joe?
Oh, that was the trolliest comment of all time. That's man, that took the cake right there. Sorry,
God.
what am I doing? My bad. I couldn't get over that ridiculous statement.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So, guys, I'll let Joe breathe for a second. PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale was supposed to be the game that was PlayStation's Super Smash Brothers. They had all the characters, no, a lot of the characters, some of the characters from the PlayStation games you know and love, and they all battled it out. Instead of hitting people off the map to win, you would gather enough energy to have an ultimate move to whack all the people off the screen. It was a stupid concept, and it was executed poorly. And here we are talking about bringing it back. So, Joe, what were your thoughts about PlayStation All Stars?
Man, I gave it a shot.
Compose yourself.
I gave it a shot, and more recently, I gave it a shot again when you invited me on. I was like, all right, you know what? Let me give it a second shot. Man, it wants to be a few different things. It felt like it wanted to be Smash. It felt like it was trying to do some unique things on its own with the way like the deaths work is really based on you building up meter, which I thought was really interesting. I think Seth Killian, who worked over at Capcom, huge in the fighting game community, worked on that game. I think he had left Capcom and then went there. So I was like, that was one of the reasons I was like, okay, this could be a legit good game. I think that's right. I think he worked on it. Someone can correct me in chat, but yeah, and you know, the cast that was there was a good cast. The thing that was lacking about the fact that they called this PlayStation All Stars was they didn't have enough of the characters that reminded you of PlayStation first, I felt like.
And so with that, I'll hold you there.
Yeah.
I'll hold you right there. Kyle, what were your thoughts on PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale?
Yeah, honestly, I wanted it so bad to be PlayStation Smash. That's what I wanted. And the meter stuff was cool at first.
Right.
But then I got tired of it. I wanted the frenetic Smash style of game, and I feel like they tried real hard, but they didn't get there. And even though I love it, it's great. I love seeing my PlayStation characters that I love so much in the same area fighting. Like that's super cool. They just, I hate to say it, but just rip off Smash.
And
Just
that's the
rip it
first
off.
question. Guys, do we blatantly rip off Smash Brothers, or we try
Yes.
to... I was like,
Yes.
yes, let's do it. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah.
So let's just say it right off the bat. This is a Smash Brothers clone, and we're gonna wear our heart on our sleeve. And we can
instead of
even
like,
admit it.
and instead of like, you know, attacking the Smash Ball to get your ultimate Smash move, you have to collect the sacred symbols.
Holy shit!
Once you get all 4, then you can unleash your special move.
That's so good.
I agree with this 110%. Yes.
Yep.
Build that. Yeah.
Can I
grab the sacred symbols? Yes, Joe.
Can I add something there?
Yeah.
Instead of Smash, can we make it like Power Stone? 4 people in a squared battle arena? I don't know. I don't know if that's
I never
too
played Power
niche.
Stone, so that's
I've never played.
Yeah,
Power
I was gonna
Stone
say I don't know if that's
life.
like too niche or like something that'll differentiate it enough that it's not Smash completely, but has some of the characteristics. I'm all for making it Smash. Just
well, Joe, I think we're ruling you out. I'm thinking
That's
all
fine.
Technically, this is a Smash Brothers clone, and
I'm
if
fine
you're
with
Sony, you can say this. You can say this, guys. we take inspiration from amazing fighting games like Super Smash Brothers, like Brawlhalla, and like you could say all the games are like kind of sort of like Smash in the first place. And then people will just say, yeah, it's Smash clone, but you can do a little like some things a little differently. Like what Kyle was saying, we could still have the ultimate moves there to shake things up. And you can still have those abilities so that you could save it up for the very end, or maybe if you're doing bad, it could give you some type of breathing room. Like we could still have the ultimate meters there and be a little different. So with that, we're ripping off Smash. What are your 5 characters? And I'm gonna go first with my one. Okay, I'm starting this off because I know I'm not letting this get stolen. Okay,
Go ahead, say it. Yep.
Thank you.
Bloodborne Hunter. I knew you were going to say
Bloodborne
that
Hunter, and you get to switch. Do you get to switch? Yes, you do. You get to switch your weapons to any weapon you want. You could be the axe, you could be the sword cleaver, you could be whatever you want, but Bloodborne Hunter's in there. Joe, what about you? What's your first pick?
I'm gonna go with the obvious, Crash. He is no matter where he's been, what console he's been on, that is the quintessential PlayStation character. He was at the height of the console wars between Nintendo and PlayStation in the 90s. You need to have Crash in there.
All right, that makes total sense. Kyle, what's your next one?
So since we're ripping off Smash,
Of course,
I want an Ice Climbers type of character in here.
Oh, God.
And I'm going with Kratos and Atreus.
Fuck.
They are going to be like Ice Climbers and
Wobble,
that kind of
wobble.
Yeah.
And I think you're so right with that. Like, because oh God, who's the creative director of Smash?
His
That's
name
why
is
I don't have a
Sakurai.
Sakurai. Thank you. That's why I don't run a Nintendo podcast guy. Sakurai is amazing at bringing in what makes the character so unique, but then adding that own unique flair to him. So I think Kratos and Boy can work really great because they do work so in tandem with each other.
His
And,
ultra. His ultra. Boy. Atreus just goes.
And then it's arrows.
Yeah. Jams, thank you for the $2. My next one is going to be, since nobody took it, and this one's an obvious one again because I love her so much, we're doing Aloy. And Aloy is going to be our Legend of Zelda. It's going to be our Link of the Smash. She has the bow and arrow, and then she also has the melee weapon that she has. I'm going to call it the big pointy stick. She has that. So Aloy's mine. What about you, Joe?
I'm gonna. Oh God, he was in the in Battle Royale already. The Ape Escape kit.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Spike.
Yes. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I like that. Bring some OG-ness into it. What about you, Kyle?
Let's keep the OG going. He's coming back in September. Spyro. Get Spyro in there.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say my next one. Spyro.
Oh no.
Yes, Spyro would be fantastic. He could be kind of like the Kirby, but like instead of being a cheap son of a bitch that just beats people out and whatever, steals their powers, because just if you're gonna play Link, just play Link. Don't suck me up and then you're Link, you asshole. Okay, you Meta Knight main sons of bitches.
Oh Jesus!
Have some fucking skill. Stop playing Kirby. Stop playing Yoshi and shit me out in the edge of the map. Fuck you. Who does that? Oh man. Okay, sorry. Ubisoft's gonna take me in a bag and beat me up. Spider-Man's my next one. Spider-Man. Dude, you have the Spider-Man IP. Use it. Spider-Man. Like you just web people up and beat the crap out of them. That's what I want. Bring me Spider.
Oh my God.
I love this. All mines are not getting taken.
Dude, I know, dude took mine. I was gonna say it next. Sora, Kingdom Hearts. That needs to just happen.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, I mean, it's Sora synonymous with PlayStation.
Yeah,
I mean, like, yeah.
Kingdom Hearts
Xbox
in general.
had to remind you with their stage with that trailer we saw for the 15th time.
Yeah.
Kyle, what's your next one?
Oh man, I have so many to choose from.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with Joel. I was going between Joel or Ellie. I think both can be in the game.
right.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna go Ellie. Ellie will be my next character.
They're not going to be the ice climbers duo.
No, because Kratos and Atreus will be that.
Okay,
So good.
They're two
That's
separate
so
fighters.
good.
Yeah, I love Ellie. Ellie's an excellent name that Sean's going to probably steal from me, but
Um,
I suggested it, so technically I named their child. I'll take full credit for that. my next character, and I think we're on. This is our 4, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Boulder from God of War. I think he's an awesome character. He's amazing. He's a great character. He's a tortured soul.
Yep.
I love him. I can't say anything more than that, but I think his character is an excellent brawler to put into the game. Joe, what's your next one?
Okay, so check it.
Okay.
Smash. They have Cloud.
Yeah.
Someone out there is screaming for this to happen. It might only be me.
All right.
Truest heart of hearts. If Cloud is gonna stay to Smash, we gotta have Sephiroth.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. That's
Done.
awesome.
Mic drop.
Nothing wrong.
I'm done.
I like it. Kyle, what about you?
You gotta have some infamous flavor in there. Cole was in the first one. Delson Rowe from Second Son.
Okay.
His
like
power
that.
set would be really cool.
Yeah.
With that chain.
The glitch one too. Oh
Yes. That'd be
my god.
awesome.
I love that game. That was my first platinum.
And
Yeah,
then
it's a great platinum.
for my last one, I'm gonna do the guy from Neo. I forget his name,
Okay.
but he's awesome, and it's just another Souls-like game, so I'm taking it. That's my last one. You guys got another first-party game?
Yeah.
You guys kind of cheated a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Kind of cheated.
Who cheated?
Oh well, Sephiroth's technically a first-party PlayStation guy, right? Because he's
Well,
been on- yeah.
Final Fantasy was synonymous with PlayStation 1. I'm
Sure.
picking like, you know, if you're thinking PlayStation, like
Yeah.
that was there first.
Yeah. Okay. Joe, what's your last first party
Oh
pick?
man, so Spyro got picked, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back. My goodness. I've got another PlayStation 1 in there. I know I do.
Okay.
There's one that's being remastered. That would be cool to have him back.
Just throw a Resident Evil guy in there, Joe. I'll give you a chance.
I was gonna say Chris Redfield, but I was like, Resident Evil at this point is so like everywhere. I don't think I can really make that one. Although I
Don't worry.
played on PlayStation consoles. You want me to do it? You want me to do it?
Hey. Choice. Take it.
Oh my god, yes, that was. You know what's funny? I had that on my list. Sorry.
What?
Although he had an N64 game, Gex, the Gecko.
Gex
Nice.
Gecko, dude.
Yes, thank you,
Hell
Nintendo Talk. Oh my
yes.
god.
Yes. Kyle, what do you got? For
I'm going
your
there.
last one?
I have to. It's going to be Knack. Knack is in this game.
Christ.
Okay. You
Knack
know what?
has
We all
to be
have-
in this game.
We all have jokes, and some of them, like, you know, Kyle,
But like,
take that
I-
very serious.
there's so many others that could be, and like Sly Cooper, I saw in the chat before. I would love to see the Nino Kuni main characters come out. They could use like the familiars and stuff.
So here's our characters that we have, our first party characters. Do you guys have any third party? Because I did think of some third party characters. I thought that's not convincing. Don't worry, I'll just say third party guys. But our log would be, or sorry, our roster would be Aloy, Boulder, the guy from Neo, Bloodborne Hunter, Spider-Man. Because come on, you know, have Tom Holland in there, right? Just have them all handsome, cute, and adorable. Pat them on the back.
Or it's the Spidey who comes on the show sometimes. That rolls away in chairs. That'd be great.
You know what? Should we contact him?
Spider-Bit?
You know what?
We can
You
try.
know what? Let me get him on the phone. Just
All right, yeah.
I have to take this ominous phone call somewhere. Just
All right, yeah, sure.
One second.
We'll
guys.
give me a second. So, hi Joe, how are you doing?
How you doing, Kyle? How's it going? Thank you for having me on. First off,
No, it's been fantastic. Oh, there he is. That was quite the call.
Hi guys. Yeah, I was just in the neighborhood. You know, good friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Joe said that he had to go take another shit. So I'm gonna read this list, and then you know what? I always pick this bit. I'm sorry. I Spider-Bit always pick this bit where I have to read stuff. And this is gonna be real difficult, you guys. Okay.
my cat's
So,
gotta pee. Hold on. Oh no.
Where's Joe? I can't see anybody right now.
I like how you're pulling the eyeballs.
Show's gone. This whole show's gone to hell. So, all right, let's take an eye at this. So Joe left at me, Spider-Man, Crash Bandicoot, Kratos, and Boy. Ape Escape Kid, Spyro, Sora, Ellie, Sephiroth, Delson from you guys know.
Infamous.
Infamous, my game coming out September 7th. Chris Redfield, Gexagecko, Knack. And then Joe put as his third-party titles, he put 2B from Nier Automata and Reinhardt from Overwatch. Just cuz.
Oh.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Let's see what the next list is. If I can read it, I'll keep this bit going. I mean, me, Spider-Man, will keep this bit going. What are the 5 maps you would pick? I'm going to start with, I'm sorry, sir. I've never seen you before. What's your name?
Who you?
You, yeah. Joafterwork. I'm trying to, yeah.
I'm Joe. After work.
Hi. Yeah, I just protect your city. No big deal.
Everyone gets one, right?
Everybody gets one, and you just got one pass. So here you go. Yeah. Joe, what's the map you're picking?
Oh my gosh. Midgar. Final Fantasy 7.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything special with the map? Like anything happening like Smash sometimes has?
Yeah, so explosions going off in the background because that's where, a lot of Sector 7 where
Right.
part of, the beginning of the game takes place. They do the terrorist mission and blow up part of oh my gosh. Name of the company. Oh my god. Shinra. Thank you. Oh my god. Wow. I should be banned for that forever. Just have like some of those iconic things, maybe have the bar and whatnot in the background, something like that. Just like yeah,
something happening, something going on. What about you, Kyle? We've met before. Hi, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? Welcome back.
Hey, you know what? I was just in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
You're
I
always in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I had to just swing on by.
I'm gonna do a moving stage. It's gonna be the Uncharted 3 train sequence.
You mean Uncharted 2? I'm a big fan.
Oh, 2. Yeah. Sorry.
Since I'm Tom Holland, I'm sorry. The kid I know, Tom, he's gonna be Nathan Drake.
Let me pick up that name you just dropped. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
The train sequence from Uncharted 2.
Okay, I like that, and it's moving and like things are happening. I like that one. And then like sometimes like there's like a tree or something, like a branch in your way, or like a tunnel's about to happen. I like that one.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Spider-Bit made one. Because you know what? I'm just gonna use this one. Manhattan. Because hey, you know what? New York proud. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Yep.
Spider-Man 1. That's a quote from that guy on the bridge, FDR Drive. I swung there. I fought the Green Goblin. Maybe God, I can't breathe. Maybe you heard of it. But yeah, I would like Manhattan, and every now and again, like the Green Goblin shows up and he's like throwing bombs at you or whatnot. Something happening. So like kind of like how Ridley appears, right, in the Metroid map. I would love to see that in Manhattan. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Joe, what's your next map?
I gotta take this one back to Twisted Metal 3, the final stage. Calypso's like Calypso had some crazy thing towards the last in part 3 that was like the final stage, and it was just like crazy chaos. It was all very industrial looking and whatnot. It might have been his building, possibly. I can't really remember, vague memories of it, but I just remember being in hell in that last stage forever, that it's forever permanently ingrained in my head of that stage. Just have a bunch of Twisted Metal characters just flying around and whatnot. Make that be like, characters, and this could be something different for instead of item management, just actual characters just randomly flying in and hitting you during that stage.
I like it.
Nice.
Kyle, what's your next map?
Horizon Zero Dawn, specifically the cauldrons.
Okay, all right. What about the cauldrons make it so?
I like the aesthetic of it. I think that'd be a cool place to fight. Oh man,
Kyle, am I breaking you?
a little bit. You're like, matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match.
I like that. I'm gonna do a Horizon one as well, but we're fighting on a tall neck or a long neck, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's a Final Destination map. Like no items. First off, there's no items in this game, and if you play with items, you're awful.
I don't know.
I like items.
Kyle.
Joe, imagine you have to pick up bronze, silver, gold, and platinum trophies, and each
Right?
one has
Chuck them at people.
this to it.
I'm with you. Dude,
Yeah.
the trophies can be like building up your meter a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe the trophies have the sacred symbols in them.
Boom. There it is.
All right,
or you
well,
just have to collect all the trophies to get the platinum, and then you gotta unleash it.
I was
Boom.
gonna say 5, but because I can't breathe in the map.
Can the final, like, your full meter be called the platinum move?
Oh yes.
Oh my god.
100%.
Yeah.
So the meter is bronze, silver, platinum.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
Done. Ship it now. I want.
We could take. Yeah, we got 6 maps. We could just do it. Joe, what's your final map that you would add in?
And this kind of makes me regret now that I didn't think of this earlier. Resident Evil 2, the police station, and why didn't I pick Leon Kennedy as a character in this? Can I take one of those out? and throw back. We'll make Leon Kennedy a DLC character. There we go.
Okay.
And we'll have Raccoon City Police Department be a stage.
Amazing. I like it. I love it.
Just have William Birkin just randomly like come in and just slash you down.
I can't wait in January where I can't wait.
I cannot wait, man. That week is just going to be insane.
Kyle, what about you? What's your last map?
Something in the Persona realm. I think that'd be really cool. I'm not sure where exactly. Maybe one of the palaces in Persona 5.
I like it. This map
man.
is really cheap. I'll get to my I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna give a couple that I had it in my head and I wrote down earlier. I had fighting on the World Serpent for God of War. We'll throw a map and it's like the World Serpent and he's moving. And then I had Kojima's fucked up head. Just whatever he's thinking of right there is that map. And then Dreams, where it's kind of like that one map in Smash where it's being made right then and there and you have to kind of jump on the platforms as they move.
Except it never releases.
I like that one. I like that cheap shot now. And
Hold
if
on.
Joe is here,
hold
he'd yell
on.
at you.
I got a very special stage, extra unlockable. Check it.
Yes.
Vita Island.
Yes.
Get it on here. And all the would-be awesome games. I like this. Hey guys, listen, this mask is it's distracting you guys. Also, when I put this out, right? Like when I take the headset off, man, does it just make my head real fat. So I'm just because it is. So I'm just gonna swing on out of here and Joe's gonna come back and he's gonna close the show. Is that okay? I can't hear you guys, so I'm gonna say it's all right. All right.
That works for me.
Bye, Spidey.
Isn't it awesome? We got to meet Spidey.
I know, he's my hero.
Hey guys, what I
Oh,
missed?
hi. Not much.
Oh, we just went through the list.
Isn't it weird that like me and Spider-Man wear shirts all the time?
You both are transported by computer chairs. It's really weird.
Trendy style, man. Trendy style.
His is by web, but you know, whatever. It's what it is.
Did he go into another link?
Oh, too soon. And so with that, that's how we're gonna fix all this. This went down real fast. That's how we would ship this game. Is this game going to be free to play? $20 or $60? What are you gonna pick? I'm gonna start with you, Joe.
$40. Keep it a Vita price.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
That's what I had in my head too. I also had $40 as the price.
Tim Wolf, I love you. All right, $40 to me. I think you know what? Let's do 40. It makes it so that it's a bit of a budget. You get fans who love PlayStation inside of it, and oh god, that made it sound. Sorry, let me reword it.
PlayStation inside.
Ooh. You get people who are fans of the PlayStation ecosystem on board with this game, and I think it'd be a fantastic game to have as a launch game for the Vita 2. Vita lives, PlayStation forever. I like.
Yeah.
So with that, guys, don't worry, live audience. We're gonna get to the giveaways later, but I want to just end it here because we're running real long. So with that, everybody, thank you so very much for tuning in. Joe, where can they find you?
Thank you for having me, and you can find me at YouTube and Twitch, both Joafterwork, spelt out here. Of course, it's backwards, but J-O, no E.
All right, awesome. Go find them. He's an amazing streamer. Kyle, where can they find you?
You can find me at WhoDatNinja73 on Twitter and on PSN. I'm not gonna plug my other stuff, but I will plug. I was on Sean Capri's podcast over the weekend, and it went live yesterday. Go give it a listen. I had a great time with Sean.
Yeah, seriously, that show was. It made me cry.
Yeah,
it made me a little emotional, and it was fantastic.
Wasn't expecting to get to that point, but you know what? I wouldn't take it back for anything.
It's amazing. Yeah, go We the Nerdy, go We the Gamercast, find them iTunes. It's an amazing show. Go listen to Kyle's episode. It was amazing. And you can find us here at the Trophy Room at PS Trophy Room on Twitter, at the Trophy Room on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, wherever there's an RSS feed. I know right now Stitcher, there's a bit of a problem. We're getting that resolved, but hopefully by next episode we'll have an update to that. So most RSS feeds, you can find us there, and you can find us here at Bad Big Games every single, usually Wednesday. I want to thank everybody who just came in, and seriously, it means so much that you guys did. Please rate us 5 stars. Surge, holy crap. Can we get a praise be to Shu and praise be to Surge right now? Grouchy Surge sent me a picture. He's like, I just downloaded iTunes, and he just wrote an awesome review. Thank you
Surge.
So fucking much. It's incredible. And with all that said, with all that out of the way, keep hunting, keep playing PlayStation. Now we're gonna wave goodbye to the podcast people.
Oh, goodbye.
And now, okay, now it's just you and us, okay? Here at the Trophy Room. If there's anything you guys want to ask us in the chat, please do right now. Whatever question I pick from whoever I pick,